So it's been a long time, and sorry for that. It's just, you know, life, how life goes sometimes. Sometimes we like to make more videos, and then sometimes other things come up. Anyways, so without further ado, I am going to do a review on a Bobbi Boss wig, and yes, it's from Keeshana. The color is TT6 Steel. And I think they have another one too. It's called Streel, I think. I don't know. It's almost the same name, but a little bit different. And I think because the color is a little bit different too as well. Almost the same but different. That one has, I think, more of a dark brown to black rooting, and goes to a more of a silver tone. This one does have a silver tone to some degree, but it has more blonde in it. And this isn't the first time I bought this, and I really felt like I learned how to wear this wig to its full potential this time around than I did the last time. The last time I feel like I really didn't know how to wear it. And so because it is so full, it looks so full, but yet it feels so lightweight. And I had to definitely alter it big time this time around. And I altered it a whole lot the first time I got it. But again, the color that I got was more of a rainbow purple kind of color. I think it was like a oil slick or something. I forgot the exact title of it, but it was more of a rainbow wig than what I have on right now. And it was a beautiful wig. Unfortunately, I just did not know how to use that. When I got that, I did not know how to use it. The big difference with that one, though, it had more of a silky texture. This one has more of a yaki texture, which makes it even, for me, more realistic looking. And not just because of the color is more of a natural color, but just the feel of it and the type of shine to it, it looks a lot more realistic. And I love it. I really do. One thing that I did with this wig to make it more everyday wear for me is I definitely thinned it out with a thinning comb. And I worked on the areas like here, especially because you want to do a side part. I don't know how would it look in the middle part. It still look kind of poofy, so you might want to thin it out a little bit, but again, it's up to what you really want to do. But because of this part, because I did make it a right side part, so this part is just gonna be naturally more thick. It's gonna be thicker than this side. So this side I did not touch at all because, again, I like the thickness on this side, and if I did any more of it, it might be really thinned out. So this part here, I just went to different parts. So I just kind of went underneath, a little bit on the top to really, and just use it and thinned it out. And let me tell you, it thinned it out a whole lot. And it made it so much more, I feel, wearable for me, especially living here on an island. And so, and one thing was the ticket for me to stop using it was for me to stop doing this was, sorry about that. So the real ticket for me to kind of stop was when I tried to pull it back. So when I pulled it back behind my ear, and then I would kind of just see how it would look in the mirror, basically. And so I would kind of look to see if this part looked fine, or did it look too bulky or uneven. Again, it's not going to look, again, of course, when you make a right part or a left part, one side's always going to be thicker than the other. But then again, you want it to look more natural. So by me finally figuring this out, I was like, oh, okay, this feels perfect. This feels fine. And so, and if I was to pull it back and make like a small little pony, I could easily do that and I wouldn't feel conscientious about it or anything like that. Now I would say this is, I don't know if it actually says how long this wig is. I don't think so, but I know it's definitely in the 20s. I would like to say the length of it. So it goes all the way down about here, almost to the middle of my stomach area, almost like the very tail ends of it. Now, as you can see, there's a lot of layers, and that's a really good thing because then again, that also helps it make it more realistic looking. And of course, the parting, how you would part it. Again, I used underneath, and I'll show it to you when I take it off. I did use the scarring tape that you would use when if you got like a really big cut and a big cut on yourself. So I used the scarring tape to kind of to mimic my own scalp, and then I put some powder on top to even make it more of to make it even look more of it growing out of my scalp. And you don't really see too much of the grids, too much, I don't think. And so when you put that scarring tape on, it really does help it does work wonders. And then by putting that scarring tape, and then you put either foundation, like whether it's liquid or powder, it really adheres to it. So for it to be smoothed, you know, to be rubbed off easily, it'll be really hard. It'll be a lot easier for it to stick on and actually stay on for a while, and then it really helps to cover those grids. So I really suggest, like, if you are able to get that type of tape or the bye-bye grid tape, definitely do that, especially because it really does hide the grids pretty well when you put either powder on top of it, on top of your parting, or any foundation. It really does. It just adheres it so well. Anyway, so the parting does really well. Now again, would you say, I mean, here it's not that bad here. If you look at the plucking, I mean, if you wanted to pluck more, you can. I mean, there is some parts here that has, you know, it does show it's a little plucked. Again, if you want to do more, that's up to you. Unfortunately, with this, for me, because I feel like I have a big head, it does fit and it's very snug. I am wearing a wig grip with it, and so what I'll show you is it does hold it pretty well. Here's the tape. There's a comb right here, but I put tape over it. I don't even use the combs. The only combs I use is on the bottom here, on the back, has little strappy things. Now, if you wanted to put, you know, those little bands, I guess you could sew it in if you want to. For me, I don't really need to, because again, this wig is not a huge wig on me. So I think the only time I would use a band is if the wig is very big, or if I wasn't going to use a wig grip. But I always wear a wig grip. I always feel more secured with a wig grip than with those bands, because sometimes it just makes it way too tight for my head, depending on how the wig fits on your head. So anyways, so what I was saying before, when you put it back on like this, sorry if I'm not looking straight at the camera, but when you put it back on, now with me, unfortunately, because like I said, that my head is kind of big. So see, here is the ear tabs. Here's where my ear's at. So you can definitely tell that this wig, I think, is more for a smaller head. But it just does not, unfortunately, fit me perfectly. But that's okay. My roots are dark, so it does blend pretty well with it. So if you do see my sideburns, it's not that big of a deal. It's not that noticeable. And then my baby hairs are right here. So again, it's still workable. It's still very workable. Now, if you had blonde, let's say, for example, like blonde, if your hair is completely blonde, then and your head is is also about the same size as mine, that which I don't know the size of my head, actually the circumference, unfortunately I don't know that exact number, but because of that I can't give you. But if your head is on the bigger side like me, just be prepared that if you have blonde hair, you have blonde, it's gonna be shown through. So it's either A, you try to mask that with either rooting powder or makeup or something to kind of mask it so you won't notice it that much. But yeah, so again, it's for more for smaller heads. It fits better probably for them. But again, this does not, like, it won't come off completely as long as you have it securely down, whether you glue it down or you're wearing a wig grip, anything like that, it is going to stay on your head. However, it's just your sideburns or your here is going to show. Just be prepared for that. If you know how to work it well, where you can blend it well, then I said definitely get it. If it's going to be more difficult for you, then I would definitely think of, depending on what color to wear, what color wig you're gonna buy, then maybe if you're more of a lighter color, then maybe go for a more, if they do offer lighter colors, or a blonde color. I'm not too sure if they do it all blonde. I'm not too sure if they do. Then I would suggest maybe a full blonde one. So it's really up to you what your comfort zone is. So, sorry, I'm back. So as you can see, so it really depends. It really does depend on what your comfort zone is. So again, I did have some baby hairs. I kind of made some also. And it really helped, especially here, because again, this would lift up. And again, like, if you are a subscriber, you already know that I'm not one to glue. So what I did was I made some baby hairs here. And then so when I pull it back, you're not going to see it so much because, again, of the baby hairs of that lace. So again, it works really well. Now let me see here. There's something. But again, that's pretty much the ins and outs of this wig. Again, there's tons of reviews on this. I just wanted to show you. This is my new one that I got. Again, if people are selling it on Poshmark or other places, they will probably be a little bit cheaper than what the original price was. I know some people will say it was $40, some people will say it was $50. So it just really depend on where you went to buy it originally when it first came out. This one cost me a fraction of that price. Actually, it only cost me, I think, $30 or $35. And then there's some that are selling it for cheaper than that. But mind you, it is brand new. So again, that's always the big ticket is some people are okay buying used wigs, and I'm okay with it too to some degree. Again, the whole point of me getting that wig is I want to wear it and have as much of the same curls as it did when it first came out. So again, this one was brand new, so I cut the lace and everything. So some may be used, some may be brand new. This one was new. I was very lucky. It was a brand new one where no one they probably just tried it on and that was it. They didn't really use it. Actually really did use it. And it still had a lace on it. So that's me. I rather go for a wig that already has lace on it than one that had the lace that got cut off. Then, it's just also too, it's really important when, depending on if you're cutting the lace, because some people will cut it really close to it. Like they'll cut it like where they'll cut off all the baby hairs and everything, and then you're kind of stuck with how it is. So that's why I like getting wigs. I don't mind getting it being secondhand in some sense, but I like having the lace on there so I can really gauge how much lace I really want to take off. So anyways, that's just my preference. But yeah, this is again a really good wig. I really do suggest If you're looking for a newer wig, but more on a budget side, and you're wanting a good quality wig, then I would definitely, like, if you can find a website that's still selling this, then I would definitely get it. And again, there are different colors out there, so if you're not looking for this particular color, there are others out there. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Please like and subscribe, and have a great day, guys. Bye.